Okay, if you've ever used an AI to help you code, you've definitely been here. You spend hours, maybe even days, getting it perfectly dialed in on your project, teaching it all the little details, and then, poof, the next time you open it up, it's forgotten everything. Well, today, we're going to look at a really cool solution to this problem. What if we could give our AI a subconscious?
Right? You know that exact feeling. You get your AI partner just right. It gets your coding style, it understands the project's architecture, all the weird little quirks you've built in, and then you close the tab. You come back the next morning and who is this? It's like a total stranger. Every bit of that valuable context you built up, it's just vanished.
And it happens every single time. This blank slate problem, it's just this constant source of friction, right? You find yourself copying, pasting the same boilerplate, feeding it the same context files, repeating the same exact instructions over and over again. It really is like Groundhog Day, but for coding. So let's give this problem a name, because it's a real thing. We'll call it AI amnesia. And honestly, this is the default setting for most of the coding assistants out there, even the really powerful ones. They're actually designed to forget everything when a session ends. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that a good thing? And sometimes, yeah, it is. This stateless approach is kind of a feature, not a bug. It stops the AI from, mixing up context from one project with another. But for any big, long-term project, it's a huge drawback. It basically turns your brilliant coding partner into an assistant with a really, really bad case of short-term memory loss. Okay, so what's the solution here? Well, there's this really fascinating idea called Claude Subconscious. And it's a tool that does pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It adds a persistent memory, a long-term memory layer, right onto the AI.
And just look at the difference this makes. On the one hand, you've got the standard way. You start from scratch every single time. But with this subconscious layer, the AI picks up right where you left off. It starts building up context over time. It actually learns your preferences, and it goes from being just a tool to being a real collaborator.
So the big question is, how does this actually work? Is it just always listening? And the short answer is, kinda, yeah. But it does it in a really smart way. The best way to think about it is like there's a second AI agent, a quiet observer, just taking notes in the background while you're doing your thing with the main AI. And the whole process is actually pretty slick. So, step 1, you just chat with the AI like you always do. But step 2 is where the magic happens. Before your prompt even goes through, the subconscious injects any relevant memories it has. Then step 3, after you're done, your conversation transcript gets sent over to that subconscious agent to be processed in the background. And that last part is key. It's asynchronous, which is just a fancy way of saying it's a fire and forget kind of thing. It never slows you down. It all just happens quietly behind the scenes. So what's the payoff for all this clever background work? Simple. You get a way smarter AI partner. It's what leads to that amazing aha moment. When the AI brings up some tiny detail from a conversation you had 3 days ago, and it's the exact thing you need to solve the problem you're staring at right now.
But how deep does this memory actually go? I mean, it's not just a big, messy pile of facts. The subconscious is super organized. It sorts all of its knowledge into 8 distinct categories, what we can call memory blocks. So what exactly is it remembering for you? What's in these memory blocks? And this is where it gets really impressive. These memory blocks cover so much ground. The agent learns your personal coding style, the project's entire architecture, it even keeps track of your to-dos. But here's the real game changer. It identifies recurring patterns. It's not just storing information. It's actively analyzing your workflow, your common hangups, and what you tend to focus on.
And this is what that looks like in practice. This is where it all clicks. The subconscious isn't just spitting facts back at you, it's giving you genuine insights. It sees a pattern and says, hey, maybe we should look at the root cause here. That's proactive advice that an AI with amnesia could just never, ever give you. And the way it delivers this is so seamless. The subconscious agent basically writes down all its notes and memory updates into this special context file. So the next time you start a chat, the main AI reads that file first. It's like getting a full briefing from its partner, and it's instantly up to speed with all that long-term context.
When you think about it, this is really the next logical step for AI collaboration, isn't it? The assistant stops being a static tool you just use, and it evolves into a dynamic partner that actually grows and learns right alongside you and your project.
And the potential here, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, imagine an AI that remembers your code base not just from yesterday, but from 6 months ago. What if you had an AI that could analyze your work while you sleep and leave helpful suggestions for you in the morning? Or one that could gently nudge you like, hey, you've been stuck on this same bug for a couple hours now. We're talking about real, genuine continuity.
So, all of this leaves us with a pretty big question, right? We are just barely scratching the surface of what persistent memory and AI can do. As these systems go from having the memory of a goldfish to having perfect recall of our entire history of working together, how is that going to change the way we work, the way we create, the way we solve problems? Seriously, what happens when our AI partners can remember everything?